Hello my stars, welcome back to my very dead YouTube channel. I would ask if y'all miss me, but let's be honest, y'all probably forgot my channel existed. Look, this is completely my fault and there's no excuse for it, but I low-key have been needing to put my channel to the side. I'll dive more into my personal life at the end of the video, when no one will really care, because I don't want to clutter the start of this video and turn into a personal life rant. If I wanted to do that, I would have made that video. But y'all don't want to watch my pity party. However, I will say this one thing in my defense. I technically had a video planned and in the works. However, by the time my video was in the editing phase, the topic it was about got hated on. Hard. Want to know what the video was about? Then watch the video to get to the end and find out. Or just skip to it, like a loser. Anyways, enough rambling about anything besides my favorite band. Let's get on with the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification button to receive all my new videos. Or well, whenever I do release a new video. Anyways, enjoy. What I would assume would be the biggest question from anyone seeing this video, who and what exactly is Wet Leg? Well, for smooth brain people, Wet Leg is obviously a band. Who all is in the band? Well, that will be Rianne Teasdale, her wife Hester Chambers, and the rest of the members, Joshua Omid Mobraki, Henry Holmes, and Ellis Duran. Rianne and Hester are the two main faces and voices of the band. Both of them can even be seen on the cover of their album. Rianne is the lead vocalist, Hester is the lead guitarist, Joshua is a guitarist as well as a keyboardist. Yes, apparently that is a word. Go figure. Henry is the drummer, and Ellis is the bass guitarist. The main two met back at Isle of Wight College. The name of Wet Leg would come from whenever Rianne was making random emoji combinations to make up a band name. However, it would take a decade before they started making music together. Once they did begin their music career, they would sign with Domino Recording Company. Their rise to stardom would be once they started touring with Harry Styles and being his opener before concerts. Well, that's all of the background information of Wet Leg. Let's dive into an analysis of their songs.
I need to lie down, only just got up.
The first song from the band, Being in Love, is a good listen right off the bat. It's an indie pop type of song, and it's truly a paradox from a literature standpoint. Throughout the song, various mental health issue symptoms are described, just to then be connected with the feeling of love. In October 11th, 2022, an issue with Cope Domain magazine, Rianne references how multiple studies have shown the same brain patterns with OCD are also shown whenever someone is in love. This is one of my favorites within the album simply because I can relate to it. You know, that's going to be a recurring theme within this whole video in my opinions with these songs. It's much easier for me to say which one I like least than the one I like most. This one is just a good first listen for whenever I want to lock in and start focusing on my responsibilities. It's also a good listen for whenever I have one of my depressive episodes and want to grieve about the past. The relatability of the song hits way too hard, so it's definitely one of my regular listens and faves. The most popular song from the studio album, Chaise Longue, is an iconic grunge pop song. This would be the song that would release them into stardom and win multiple notable awards and nominations. The entire song is basically just a clump of sexual innuendos and references to sexual themes. My favorite examples are I Got a Degree and My Friends Call It the Big D, and even this iconic Mean Girls reference, Is your muffin buttered? Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin? Yeah, to pretty much sum this song up, it's just asking if you want to smash. To emphasize this point, the title of the song, Chaise Longue, refers to the long French chair that's made for laying down in opposition to sitting down normally. Lastly, I just wanted to point this out because it's referenced a lot through their album. They reference warm beer because it's seen as a custom for playing in small clubs, which is a throwback to whenever Rianne and Hester performed while writing this song. My opinions on this song? Well, it's controversial yet oh so basic. I really enjoy this song and I like it. Like I said before, I don't really have an issue with any song on this album. However, this song was overplayed for me to the point where I couldn't enjoy it as well as the others that don't really get that main recognition. I know that sounds such like a "I'm not like other listeners, I'm a true fan" type answer, but it's just how I feel. Don't get me wrong, if this song turns on, I'm not changing it and I'm still jamming to it, but you won't see me willingly turn it on often. Angelica is the second song in this album and is honestly the most earful song, which is probably the point with its genre and vibe going for a psychedelic pop. Speaking of psychedelics, this song tells the story of how a woman is at a party and she does not want to be there at all, and does drugs to push through the overwhelming atmosphere. The drugs start to kick in more throughout the song, which becomes more evident once the lyrics describe that she showed up to the party with a ray gun and destroyed everyone. So iconic. This song also brings back the reference of beer. I guess beer is a really big thing in the UK. Huh, go figure. Time for my really controversial opinion. This song is probably my least favorite song on the album. Before y'all boo me, hear me out. First of all, me saying this song is probably my least favorite is like me saying I give the song a 9 out of 10 while the rest are a 10 out of 10 or even 11 out of 10. Second of all, this one is slightly similar to my previous issue with Chaise Long. It just got overplayed too much. However, this one is just less meaningful to me. It doesn't have that connection with me, unlike some of the future songs I'm going to discuss later. Chaise Long was my introduction to Wet Leg and their music, while Angelica was just more layers to the delicious cake of their music. It's nothing really special to me, but now I've discussed this song, let's get into my more constant re-listens.
I don't wanna go out, it's been getting me down.
I Don't Want to Go Out is the fourth song in their album and is a psychedelic grunge song. This song shows how someone dreads the thought and actions of having to go out and interact with people. Fun fact about the song, it samples a guitar riff from David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World. There isn't much to describe this song, and that's why I love it so much. That and it's catchy. I typically listen to this song first whenever I have the urge to listen to Wet Leg. It's like a nice appetizer for the rest of the wonderfully delicious songs. As someone who has a people hate her more and more every day, and I just want to isolate myself from them more, I really connect and enjoy with this song in particular. The more I see how self-centered and dreadful people are, the more I just want to put my head down and let out the most obnoxious sigh, and then proceed to fall asleep. Wet Dream is more of a nightmare than a wet dream when it comes to the contents of this song. This indie rock song is about the lead singer Rianne's ex that's literally just so flipping disgusting I can't even. Her ex would text her whenever he was having a wet dream about her, touching himself on the side of the road in thought of her, and even climbing on the hood of her car to lick her windshield. If that isn't a restraining order waiting to happen, I don't know what is. Before I go on a full-blown tangent about this song, a cool part about this song is how the guitarist Joshua helped co-write this. By the way, editing Nova here, I don't know why in the script I made it seem like this song was based off of like her personal experience. I think most of these songs, and at least to like keep myself out of trouble, most of these songs are for the case, for now, until specified otherwise, not based off of true experiences, true people. These are just singers making up tales, stories, you name it, for the sake of making music. Which, type shit. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to editing. Okay, back to my tangent. The contents of this song are so disgusting and repulsive, and the thought of them in real life makes me want to choose the bear. On the next note, this song is too catchy for its own good. I could sing this entire song verbatim with the correct time and melody because of how much I've listened to it and its catchiness. This is my hype song for the summer of 2022, and even looking back at the song now, it was more disturbing than hilarious. I thought this was just a ha man horny song, but when analyzing the lyrics, they're horrific. There's even an instance in the song where Rihanna would say that she would blush from the fact that the ex would lick her windshield, most likely out of disgust. She then follows this detail with the line, "It's enough to make a girl blush," which then builds in more with repetition of the phrase, "it's enough," showing how the actions are just too much and she wants them to stop. Honestly, I've loved this song before, and now it's just an all-time classic for me. I can't get enough of it, even if I know how morbid the lyrics are now. Convincing is one of the most underrated songs ever, and I can't wait to defend this song with my whole heart. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Convincing is a folk pop song with the most mesmerizing vocals. Why is this song's vocals being singled out and complimented right now? Well, it's because it's the first song Hester Chambers sings the lead on, which is the best part of the song. This song is about how Chambers is struggling with the challenges of trying to dig herself out of the trenches of depression, but to no avail. Alright, back to my rant. The chokehold this song has on me is lethal. If anyone asks me what music I want to put on, it's either this song or Emo Boy. It just depends on the mood and setting. If I'm chilling calm, this is the one. But if I want to throw some, hey, I'm getting sidetracked. If you want me to make a video reviewing and analyzing Aisha Erotica's albums and songs, especially now that she's back to making public music, get this video to 100 likes. Lastly, the song just also has a deep connection with me, as this is my grieving song for whenever I went through my first major breakup. Being stuck in a hopeless situation of constant pain hits a bit too hard. And the even harder feeling of trying to get better and do better just for your actions have no avail and maybe even end up worse, this song just hits me on another level. The amazing melody and vocals are like the cherry on top to this beautiful song. Loving You is a country pop ballad that has a nice soothing feeling to it. The song describes the feelings and details of going through a breakup and having to bear the pain of watching them move on with someone else. The song doesn't really have much to talk about, although I will say this one leans more into me not listening to it often and often disliking it. I have a personal connection with the song, but it's just not one of those more coping mechanism listens. I think my slight dislike for country songs plays a key into this, but not that much, especially since the song isn't completely a country song.
When I think about what you've become.
Oh yeah, let's go, chat! Okay, before I shit my pants, let me get through the description of this song. Your Mom is a surf rock song that describes how Rihanna wants possibly her ex-lover to forget about her and possibly in the relationship, which causes the drainage and melancholy of her surroundings and overall life. Multiple lyrics constantly have the tone that she just wants to completely leave her ex's mind and how she has a negative attitude towards everything around her. Okay, time for me to let loose. I flippin' love this song. The chokehold this song has on me is so lethal, it should be taken away from me right this instant. This song, Convincing, and Wet Dream are like all fighting for that number one spot of favorite song for me, and the rest just fall in place. Fun fact, this song was just so catchy to me, I made a small vent animation to it, to its most iconic part, the scream. By the way, that's how you know the song is top tier. It earned event animation rights. That's like ultimate sign a song is composition gold. But I just love the scream part. It resembles the sweet feeling of just letting out all your emotions and having a proper emotion cleanse. The way I could just recreate the scream to my day-to-day life is way too often and speaks volumes in my life. I can also sing this song verbatim and will even just randomly sing it in my day-to-day life. I have a relationship with the song more than most of my actual relationships in my current life. I can't get enough of this song and even its music video. Now that I think about it, while writing the script, I probably should have also mentioned the music videos. But nah, y'all could go watch those yourself. Consider those your first introduction to wet leg music properly.
I went home all alone.
Oh No is a glam rock song about wet leg addressing their own haters. It's also basically a metaphor fall break, addressing doom scrolling. This song also doesn't have much to describe it because it's basically as blunt as you can get it. Multiple lyrics bring up the concerns and warnings on relying on your phone and the internet. And the most ironic part with this song for me is the following. If you go to the party, I heard there's going to be some arty people talking about themselves or whatever it is you always talk about. Like, ugh, that's such a good way to identify how the exact same people that just love your music and constantly listen to it are the same people criticizing them. And now they're addressing it in, like, the best way possible. The cherry on top of the song is how in the music video, they openly show the photos and screenshots of just a plethora of hate comments. It's such a 2016 through 2018 thing to do, but it's so iconic.
Didn't get up till the afternoon.
Piece of Shit is pretty lackluster, and I also don't have much to say about it. Rihanna describes someone who brings himself down and constantly sees how they mess up, which ultimately results in heavy self-resentment. The second half of the song then shows how if the other partner just attempted to be better in their relationship, things would have resulted differently. In the end, the ex-partner is described as someone who is full of themselves and has no regards for others. This song is a good listen, but I don't have a great connection with it. Like, to see parts of my life with it is, like, somewhat enjoyable, but it's nothing special. It's just an average great wet leg song. I will say I like how the self-discouragement is described and portrayed in the beginning of the song, which I often see myself doing when I really shouldn't, so there's bonus points for that, I guess. Supermarket is a slacker rock song about being high in a supermarket and hanging out with someone who's oh so high. That's really it. Once again, another blunt song. This song is such a feel-good song that I just feel high while listening to it. Why use drugs when I could just listen to music? Especially the chorus of the song. Every time I listen to the song, I just visualize myself chilling in a cozy lounge with my non-existent group of friends while we're zoned out of our minds and giggling at the stupidest things. And we all have the munchies. Too Late Now is an experimental post-rock song about Rihanna's self-doubt about everything in her life, from the people in her past to even what if their singing is a real song. Ultimately, the song also has a good message about how you don't need pointless dating apps that just overall bring your self-worth and personal image down. This song is just a great final listen for, like, viewing and doing a full run-through of the entire album. I don't know how to describe it perfectly, but it just has this euphoric feeling in the beginning of the song, just relax back into reality and finally release back out with a jam. Lastly, I love Rihanna incorporating her hatred for dating apps into the song. She has gone into multiple accounts, at least I think multiple accounts, I know for sure at least one account about how dating apps upset her. I also feel like this is the perfect last time to connect this song with the rest of the depressing love grieving theme album. Obviously, no music group can go out their day-to-day life without having at least one fair share of controversy. Luckily for Wet Leg, their controversies are pretty lackluster and tame, unlike some other people and groups that I want to talk about. To hurry and get this video over with, I'll go through this section swiftly. The most public scene was whenever the band would claim their award for Best New Group at the Brits, and then the guitarist Joshua would end their acceptance speech with the phrase, "F the Tories," which is basically a British Conservative Party. After the phrase was said, it had to be censored while airing on channels. Honestly, I respect him. If you're gonna diss someone on air, you might as well do it while you're receiving a prestigious award and reach the highest point of your career. Lastly, Rihanna's ex-boyfriend, Doug Richards, claims that he should get credit for the name of their band and writing credits for 2 of their songs. He claims that the name came from whenever he, his brother, and a group of his friends were coming up with a collection of dumb band names. And a mishearing from his brother came up with the idea of Wet Leg. The songs he claimed he should have writing credits on are Oh No and Too Late Now. He claims the reason he wasn't received credits was because the band requested he'd leave after the fact of his breakup with Rihanna. Honestly, in my opinion, there's no full-fledged evidence that the conversation between him and all these people were having a discussion between a band name. So unless the other people that were mentioned in this claim just came out and could support his allegation with more details, he just sounds like a petty man trying to piggyback his ex's success. I know that sounds harsh, but that's typically the case. Would he have still come out if the band had not received all this recognition and rewards? Just process it for a moment. And the points I made about the people backing up his claims and evidence also goes for his allegations with him claiming that he co-wrote Oh No and Too Late Now. Unless the other band members flat out comes out and saying, yeah, that man helped out, I don't think his claims have that much of foundation to support on and be taken seriously. Well, that does it. My first video back from my long, and I mean long, hiatus from YouTube. It feels so good to be back and create a community where I feel welcomed and at home. Although I'm coming back to tumbleweeds and dust, it's just nice to do something without the pressure of it has to be done, and instead just me talking about stuff I'm passionate about and interested in sharing about. I feel like writing, analyzing, and drawing are all hobbies and even coping mechanisms I have been neglecting lately. Yeah, they're tedious and very draining at some points, but the initial outcome in the process is just so fun and brings me back to whenever I have zero actual responsibilities. This video topic is something I was so passionate about, it only took me 2 all-nighters to finish the script. It also helps me get out of my on-again, off-again art block. Which, by the way, I am not happy with the art piece in the background of the video. I was struggling oh my goodness, I haven't drawn in a while. How do I do the anatomy? How do I do the sketch, line art? Do I render? Do I do how I did it before? I was all over the place. And that's the issue with drawing. I constantly compare myself to other artists, so then I just bring down my own art and can't just simply draw and enjoy it. But I'm learning to, not be that way. Although it's, a very long time. It's going to take a long time and process to break that mindset. Also, what was the video I was in the works I mentioned earlier about? Well, it was a Has Been Hotel episode analysis. I started working on the video fresh out of getting out of another art block, but the time I finished the video, the series was getting clowned on. Hard. I mean, just look at all the multiverse beef TikToks that were really just every piece of media ever coming together to beat the ever-living crap out of Has Been Hotel characters. I didn't want every part of the video to go to waste, so here's some Has Been design I made for myself and Sidosi, and the 2 pieces of artwork of her in that not even that different look. I mean, it is different, but it's not a Has Been design. I don't know what I was thinking and tripping on. Although, the few aspects that do give Has Been Hotel, my IRL helped with that part, and I am so eternally grateful for that. So, major props to her. She also helped me get over my art block, so she's really, really good in my books. And I have this big, and I mean big, long session of me talking about my life and, my script. but I'm not trying to cause any messiness whatsoever. So, if you really care about my personal life, which is low-key something I really shouldn't be sharing on the internet, maybe in a future time. like like how Princess Peach is always in another castle, maybe in another castle, you know? Just maybe. But for now, no. Although I will say this, like a good 40% of the reason I've been so busy and like not been able to make YouTube videos is because I have my first ever job. Or do I work at fast food like every other high schooler that's desperate for money? Although, with that being said, I'm not going to share exactly what fast food chain I work for. I'm not risking digital footprints tracing back. Yeah, like, basically, my script is a whole vent. Like, I told myself in the script it's not a vent or a rant, but it literally is. It makes up a good 5% of the entire script, so that's cute. Anyways, I promise this video is now officially over, and if you enjoy this video and want to see me make more music and art-related content, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as share my channel. Dang, I can't speak. Yeah, I'm not doing any retakes of outros, because, like, I feel like authentic outros are just so perfect. Anyways, if you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, share my channel, there we go. See, I promise I can read, y'all. I promise I'm not an idiot. I'm not a bimbo, I swear. I hope you stars have an amazing rest of your days, weeks, and overall lives. And, well, goodbye, my stars. See ya.